bring in Eugene Kontorovich in West Jerusalem. He's an international law professor at the Kohelet Policy Forum. Good to have you with us. What's first of all your response to the ICC prosecutor saying that she's watching closely and that she's looking into prosecuting potential crimes that she might see along the Israel-Gaza border?
Well, watching and looking at things is the prosecutor's job, so I think the statement itself doesn't have so much significance. I think certainly there's a lot of political pressure on the prosecutor to take action in this matter because the court has been greatly weakened in recent years by various countries quitting the court and failing to attract more members. Pursuing an investigation involving Israel would be very attractive because Israel can't quit as it is not actually a member.
It's not, but it does have jurisdiction to look into these. But it does have jurisdiction to look into any potential crimes against humanity or war crimes on any member state if the government itself is unable or unwilling to prosecute those crimes.
So Israel is not a member, and so it would not have jurisdiction on that basis.
But the Palestinian territories are. But the point is that the Palestinian territories are.
Yes, exactly. So yes, the ICC prosecutor believes that she has jurisdiction because of the Palestinian territories. The court has yet to confirm whether they regard the Palestinian territories as being a state that can join, because we are also told that the Palestinians don't have a state, which would make it hard to understand how they can join. But on the assumption that they can join, she would have jurisdiction, and such statements are issued fairly regularly about countries in which there is violence that the prosecutor is watching to see what happens. More significant is the Palestinian claim or the Palestinian threat to refer a case to the prosecutor. So sometimes the prosecutor can act by herself, but the standard for doing so is fairly high. However, if a country brings a specific referral to the prosecutor, which is a separate procedural mechanism, that requires the prosecutor to basically look into it immediately and puts that case at the front of the line. The Palestinians so far have brought many informal complaints, but have not brought a referral.
Wouldn't the ICC actually be investigating acts of war from all sides if it did open an investigation? So it would be looking into both the Israelis and indeed Hamas. And couldn't that ultimately be a good thing for the conflict?
In theory, the ICC would be charged with looking into crimes committed by all sides, but one thing that has been discovered about the ICC, it does not have its own police force, it does not have a means of compulsory process and evidence collection. It depends entirely on the cooperation of the parties. Now, in Israel, even if the government doesn't cooperate, there's a flourishing civil society that will be happy to provide critical materials. But it is very unlikely that the Hamas government of Gaza will give the ICC unfettered access, and it has never successfully prosecuted an incumbent government which opposes its actions and does not give it free access. So, in the end, it would probably be a fairly one-sided investigation, which itself would be embarrassing for the court.
On another issue, you've written in the Washington Post that Gaza is not an occupied territory under international law, and yet the UN does indeed refer to the Gaza Strip as occupied territory. Can you explain this disconnect?
Certainly. So first of all, not everything that is said by the United Nations General Assembly is law. It's their own opinion. Occupation has a definition, and under the definition that has been articulated by the International Court of Justice, the International Commission of the Red Cross, occupation is when an area is controlled on the ground and actually governmentally administered by a foreign army. Once that army leaves, it is no longer an occupation. It is true that Israel has a blockade of Gaza, but we know that a blockade does not make an occupation. For example, Saudi Arabia and its allies are blockading Yemen, but nobody thinks that that means that Saudi Arabia is occupying Yemen, even though Yemen has become the world's largest open-air prison.
Okay, there we will leave it. Eugene Kontorovich, good to get your views there from West Jerusalem. Thanks for joining us.